I'm going to go back over all 20 of the locations of Sukuna's fingers and what happened to them because a lot of people have been confused about this and asking me about it. So strap in, but spoilers beware. All right, so the very first finger that Yuji had is the one that confuses and throws off most people. We found out in chapter 257 that Yuji was born with one inside of him. It was just sealed. So that's why he never interacted with Sukuna prior to eating the finger that we saw him eat with Megami, the one we thought was the first one. But no, he was born with one inside of him, so that is the first finger. Now, why was he born with a finger sealed inside of him? Well, you gotta remember that was Kenjaku's whole bag, experimenting with wombs and creating special grade cursed objects. He learned from the cursed womb death paintings and ultimately made Yuji, creating him with a finger sealed inside of him in order to ensure his strength to be Sukuna's vessel. This is also why Yuji was essentially born already as a player in the Culling games. So that means this finger that we see Yuji eat in episode 1 in chapter 1 that basically kicks off the events of this story is actually the second finger. And again, we only see him interact with Sukuna at this point because the one that he was born with was sealed inside of him. So when did that one become unsealed? We don't know for sure. Maybe it was unsealed when Kenjaku set off the events of the Culling games at the end of the Shibuya incident when he removed all of the seals to activate all of the sorcerers and stuff. Maybe it was then, maybe it was some other point when Sukuna just, was strong enough to have an awareness of it and unsealed it. We don't really know. It's not that important. Point is, this is finger number 2. Finger number 3 is the one that Gojo gives to Yuji after Yuji decides that he is willing to hunt down and eat all of the fingers before being exterminated in order to get rid of Sukuna. Finger number 4 is from the finger bearer curse in the juvenile detention center that Sukuna kills and then subsequently eats right in front of Megami. Finger number 5 is also from a finger bearer curse that Megami defeats after opening his domain expansion at the end of season 1. He hands this one to Yuji and Sukuna's mouth just appears on the palm of his hand. Yuji wasn't intending to eat this one, but it just kind of happened. Finger number 6 is the one that Mimiko and Naniko fed to Sukuna in order to get in his good graces enough to ask him a favor, to go kill Kenjaku for them, but we know how that went down. Then fingers 7 through 16 were also fed to Yuji in this exact same moment. Jogo fed him a total of 10 additional fingers in order to overwhelm Yuji's resistance and let Sukuna come out. Then fingers 17, 18, and 19 were all given to Sukuna by Uraume, who had been out there collecting them. That puts Sukuna at a total of 19 fingers. Uraume apologizes for not being able to find the 20th finger, and Sukuna says that it's okay, I assumed Gojo hid that one in order to stay Yuji's execution. And that brings us to the 20th finger, which we just found out about in chapter 266, presumably the one that Gojo had hidden away from Sukuna. Now, another source of confusion for people is this panel from chapter 251, which implies that Yuta/Rika had eaten Sukuna's final finger, and that's how they copied Cleave and Dismantle. However, I believe this was a misdirect, just like we have seen Yuta utilize misdirects all throughout this fight. They wanted Sukuna to think that's what happened to his last finger. Now you might be asking, well, if that was a misdirect, then how did Yuta copy Cleave and Dismantle? And the chapter itself provides us a pretty reasonable explanation for that in the form of this reveal that Yuji is missing his ring finger. This is definitely presented as a big moment that we only find out after his little glove, curse tool, whatever it is, gets shattered away. He's actually missing 2 fingers. He's missing his pinky because that is what Sukuna ripped off in order to transfer to Megami. We don't know the reason for the missing index finger, so it could be that he gave that to Yuta/Rika in order to copy Shrine. However, that's not even the only plausible explanation we have. Sukuna has been taking damage left, right, and center all throughout this gauntlet, and most notably, he lost an entire hand when he was fighting Higuruma. So who's to say Rika didn't go over there and snatch that up, and that's how Yuta copied Cleave? In any case, in my opinion, that is the most logical breakdown we have of the 20 fingers right now. But I will say, take this with a slight grain of salt because we still don't know for sure that this is Sukuna's 20th finger, but I do believe so, especially since we were able to find the location of this in real life, the Shirumaru Dam. I've already put out a video on it, check it out if you want, but that is how we reach 20 fingers. And again, the thing that confuses the most people is the fact that Yuji was born with one and that Yuta was bluffing. But let me know y'all's thoughts down below, and thank you for watching.